give a shit.
Do you know what was a problem throughout? What was a problem throughout? Because it was in my pocket.
What did you say?
It was in my. The problem throughout was because it was in my pocket. It's then on your. You're like that. It's like on your mind. I'm just sort of. It's sort
You want to eat it?
Yeah, I want to eat it. Exciting times. We are now on the More James Allcott channel. As you say, we're in the shed. I am buzzing.
There's no better place to be than in the shed.
Exactly. And what's exciting is I can now talk about my egg story at some point. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about my egg. It's an incredible life hack that is probably going to change large parts of my life. But I also asked for a couple of life hacks from you guys, but that is a new bit. So what I want is both the life hack, but how you discovered the life hack, because the discovery of the life hack has made it even more, powerful to me and my life. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Arsenal, Newcastle, Arsenal out. And there's a word I really want to talk about. I'm going to get straight into it. The other thing we're going to talk about is I've got a list of unpopular opinions. So if you subscribe to the More James Allcott channel, you will have seen this community post. You will have added your comments, and we can go through some unpopular opinions between now and the end of the season, which include talking about Man United, Spurs, Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Everton. Here's the word I want to talk about, Flav. Ready?
Okay.
I'm hearing it a lot. I hear it from your fan base. We did our mailbag on Patreon, which again, links in the description. If you want to join us for far less than a London pint, probably around the price of a London coffee now, then you can join us for the mailbag. And Ben Bowman decided to jump in, and he used a word that I've heard a few times. It's the word copium.
Anal. Oh.
Yeah.
Anal.
It's called, it was called Bonnie Blue. Now I don't know what this Bonnie Blue is.
Copium is a great word, but it's just everywhere. It's been everywhere. Been everywhere. We're almost too late to the party talking about it.
Yeah, I see. I've heard it for a while, but I think with we've lived in a world of what I've learned this week is to ensure that you remain humble. That is crucial. Like and Joy, talk about being late to the party. We were bloody there before everyone, willing people to beware hubris. Would they listen? No, because there's humblings going on everywhere, right? But
be humble,
indeed. But this banter era that we're in is, I don't know if it's just like resonating with me on a different level this week. You know me, I like to think and reflect, and then I'm like, ooh. What's all this about? But this copium, this world where you need to wholeheartedly go outrageously too far when you win, because around the corner you could be getting stabbed with a defeat at any moment.
Look, I'll give you an example. A prime example of copium exists, right? So the Mathys tell. Yeah. He signed for Tottenham when everyone thought that he was going to go to Manchester United.
Or Arsenal.
But Arsenal didn't. To be fair, it never felt like Arsenal and Chelsea were genuine in the conversation. It was almost like they were in the peripheries looking in going, any chance? Yeah. But they were never really involved.
Well, they were like, no, yeah, it was. It was like, what's all this then? Is that, wasn't it? What's all this?
Just like that. It's like when a dog comes in from the garden.
What's all this?
What's that? What's this then?
What's that?
And you're cooking dinner. This is what it is.
It's Mathys tell. We're trying to sign him. Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah. And then they carried on with what.
What's he saying? Yeah, but it's like a dog that's come in from the garden. This is what Arsenal were, right? And Chelsea, like a little dog, a mongrel, coming in, right, from the garden, and you're cooking a roast dinner.
Right.
And the mongrels come in and going, what's that you're cooking? And you're like, none of your fucking business. There's your dog food in that bowl. There's Havertz down there in that bowl. Eat that. Mathys. So the copium here is that. So we've signed Mathys tell. The copium is in the Man United fans is that Spurs paid £10 million for a loan fee for a player who's going to leave in 6 months, right? That's copium. That exists. They're just creating a narrative that isn't true to help make themselves feel better.
Question. The 10 million, the option to buy, is that an option to buy as long as he wants to go? It's not,
mate. I've never known an obsession within the Tottenham fan base. I've got to say as well, people are obsessed over this option because I think there's a part of our fan base and elsewhere that go, I don't understand why he's come to Tottenham, which is fair. Surely he wants a way out in 6 months, which is also fair, right? Because Spurs really, at some stage, if we're being honest, Tell's going to go, fuck it, I've made the right mistake here. But
no.
But he's only 19 and he's easily manipulated. And Andrew's got on the phone and gone, we're going to give you everything you want. He ain't going to get anything he wants. All right, he's going to be miserable in 2 years like the rest of us. But welcome to Spurs. You got
he's done. Tell's been done by the bassy bear of Postecoglou, isn't he? He's been done by the bassy bear. Oh, hey, mate. Yeah, is that all right? Hey. Oh, yeah. Do you want to... Hey, come this way. Come over here, mate. Hey, if you come over here, Till. No, well... actually, what's he French? What's French? I don't think... I can't really do French. I'm not sure I want to come. Oh, mate, but just... Hey, take a sec. Hey, deep breath. He's just sort of... It's so soothing, I'd imagine. If he has to be, Ange. That's like, oh, come... Why don't you just pop down for a bit?
Yeah,
that's
and then he signed it.
Done by the bassy bear.
That's very good. So right. There's a number of schools of thought. Nobody actually knows. What you can surmise is the option apparently needs a Tell's buy-in, right? But we've seen gentlemanly agreements happen before. One Harry Kane. James, are you listening?
Sorry, I was just read a really good comment.
I know you got to stop doing that because it's obvious you're not listening to me, and it's obvious you're looking at the chat. So
okay,
if I'm talking,
chat.
I sometimes, mate, I need you to bounce off me sometimes.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely fair. Apologise. Absolutely apologise. I'm so sorry.
Because I can tell I'm looking at you smiling at something I'm not saying.
It's good because someone said
ignore the chat.
Right,
fucking ignore them.
All right, we'll come back.
What is it?
Ben said we had an option to buy Gedson. And then Tom Locke said, I guess we've bought him for 6 months to sell him the dream, which is fine. You just have to believe in the dream. Now, he might have said that differently. He might have said, look, I'll say that with conviction, right? I guess we've bought him for 6 months to sell him the dream, which is fine. You just have to believe in the dream. No, but my way is probably more correct.
100%.
Sorry, I'm listening. Go.
That's fine. So he has to have a buy-in. But previously, Harry Kane had an agreement that after you'd be allowed to leave, and he wasn't allowed to leave, and that's stay another 3 years at the football club. There is no world where Daniel Levy drops £10 million on a player that can leave in 6 months. Not in a. It just wouldn't have come. He wouldn't have done it. Postecoglou yesterday in a press conference has said he's a Tottenham player. He's not leaving in 6 months. Do you think I would buy a player who's going to leave in 6 months?
Really? He said that?
Yeah, last night. It was
punchy. That's the Ange we want. That's the fucking ancient monolith we need.
It's also probably the truth as well.
Maybe
it's just there's this obsession that Tell doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
and like I say, 6 months time he might not want to be there, but there's no way Daniel Levy drops £10 million on a player who isn't. Although, so as another sort of side, like I say, the obsession over this option is mental. Apparently, if the option isn't exercised, Bayern Munich have to buy the player back from Tottenham for a fee.
Right.
And Tell also has to release.
Good big, isn't it?
So there's a precedent here with Casemiro, when he was at Porto and Real Madrid had to buy him, even though he was a Real Madrid player, they had to buy him back from Porto. So I don't think it's going to be probably money and a bit more than what. Anyway, look, if he's good enough and it would just make him stay, just force him to stay, what's he going to do? He's 19. He's going to be manipulated. We'll manipulate him into being somewhere where he isn't happy. But,
I have sneaked another look. Tom's responded to my reading out of his comment. He says, I do believe. I'm just going to, Tom, keep writing stuff. I'm just going to read it out wrong. But I do believe. Right, copium means this: a substance said to have been ingested by those who remain unduly optimistic in the face of defeat or disappointment. A substance said to have been ingested by those who remain unduly optimistic in the face of defeat or disappointment. Oh, okay.
That's like Thai, isn't it? Thai from Arsenal Fan TV.
Right. Do you know what I find interesting about that the whole sort of this world of football YouTube is the sort of you're on the whatever side you're on of the I'm the really angry one or I'm the really optimistic one. You find yourself getting kind of crowbar. Well, you're sort of stuck in that purgatory. Well, aren't you better? The flip flopping from Man City game to post Newcastle game, and I've watched the highlights, but I didn't watch the Newcastle game. I was playing football.
I watched every minute of it. I can tell you anything you want.
Right, but I knew I actually saw about 20 minutes of the second half. I knew what was coming.
Yeah,
I knew the words "recognised striker" was going to be trending. I heard someone saying Arteta had to go.
There's loads of that. Arteta out is trending as well now. Not trending isn't even a thing really on Twitter, but they are. A lot of them have gone after him. It's not good enough, James. One trophy that wasn't even his team. It was Emery's team. That FA Cup doesn't even count. Doesn't count.
But shouldn't we where's everyone staying in the middle?
I think there are a lot. You just don't hear them because they just stay quiet. They get on with their life normal human people.
You run off to, but this. Okay, so I might be getting a bit confused with the copium thing. I just find the ecosystem of Big Six fans. I find it mental. It's such a different experience to being a fan of any other club. Honestly,
Arsenal's
it's a different sport from a fan's point of view.
It's hard work. It's really hard work.
Is it? It must be exhausting.
For a Spurs fan.
Honestly, I'd absolutely hate to be a fan of a Big Six team.
No. I'm not saying no. That's fine. We can generally cope. It's exhausting having Arsenal as our rivals. That's the exhausting bit. Imagine, James, you just want someone to just hold yourselves together. You've only lost the game. Just hold it together a little bit so we can respect you in defeat. It's just ridiculous.
Win all the trophies all the time.
Could you say, James, that perhaps Arsenal didn't show a level of humility in victory over Manchester City, and that maybe this Newcastle game they were humbled as a consequence?
Sit down. Life comes at you fast.
Be humble.
Life comes at you fast.
Sit down.
Be
humble.
You always say go early, don't you? Get it out there, get it done.
Definitely go early.
So did they do the right thing and now they just got sort of.
They didn't go early. They waited 2 years. They waited 2 years to do it. That's not going early, is it? That's not like it. When Haaland said to them after a flashpoint, we talked about this in the mailbag, but there's only a few people who heard that, so I'll say it again. When Haaland at that flashpoint happened and he was saying to the camera, "Be humble." That's a moment. Haaland lost his head. It's a moment. He's clearly acting out of character. Arsenal, for that game, made it their club's entire identity. This is the only thing about. Let's show Haaland why he shouldn't have said that. And it was like, for me, it was like, oh my God, this is cringeworthy. Oh God, this is cringeworthy. They won, fair enough. And then, oh my God, they're playing sit down, be humble. Oh my God.
I enjoyed it. This is the thing. I'm trying to get my head around.
How can you be that rattled by one player? You're a massive football club.
Yeah.
It was, James, it made my skin itch.
But so I said this on the mailbag as well. It was What's really interesting was this NBA thing. I watched this NBA video and they were talking about the viewership going down. A big part of that is because there are no rivalries. Everyone's too nice to each other. And even if you show a little bit of needle, a bit back and forth, a tete-a-tete, if you will, you're not allowed to do that for long enough in basketball because you get a technical foul. So I actually think this is the lifeblood of football. On the pitch, I like it. What the problem is in 2025 with everything, our whole lives being, and our whole ingestion system being through social media and videos, is that you don't just have the needle, you get to talk about the needle with your mates where they're the bad guys. There's this sort of what's it Elon Musk called it? Like the town square. Like
town crier.
But I thought it's called the town square. There's a town square like thing where like you have to hear everyone's views on it all the time. Whereas that back in the day it was like you just had the needle on the pitch. That happened. That was fun. But it didn't go on for days and 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 days.
Yeah, football's changed.
Yeah.
Football's changed, isn't it?
Do you know what I didn't think as well, just thinking about it now? Who's more likely to score again, winning goals between that in the next decade?
Haaland over Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, this one could swing back round.
It's short-termism, like, and I get, like I say, I'm all for going early. You know this, right? But
are you all for short-termism? It's a different thing.
Yeah, because last night I've gone big on Twitter about how shit Arsenal were like that, knowing full well in under 24 hours. Yeah. Look, that's not lost on me. I understand it. Like, I know that Spurs probably will get battered at Liverpool. But what I don't do, James, just don't look at Twitter. Leave it a couple of days, and it all goes away, and I never see it. Right? I win.
Yeah,
I win. But
very healthy.
The point. Yeah, I never let. I'm not the greatest strength you have. Is your ability to absorb the amount of information you want to. Some people are just
that's a bar.
Yeah, it's nothing you can do. There's nothing anyone can do. If I don't let it affect me, there's nothing no one can do. Anyway, so the problem with Arsenal's position is they've created a thing that they can't control. And Man City are coming back. It doesn't matter what happens, they're coming back. Haaland is going to be in the Premier League for the next 9 years at least. Yeah. The amount of opportunity he has to get back at you, you've basically
poked the bear,
supercharged and super motivated the best finisher in the world. Right? You think he's good enough when he doesn't give a shit. What's he going to like when he actually cares to beat you? You've made that monster and you have to face him another 18 times before he's fucked off. You made this. What? And Lewis Skelly did that. I did that good. A couple of images because he scored a goal off his weak foot. And you're going up against Haaland, who scored 250 goals quicker than anybody else, quicker than Messi and Ronaldo.
Hey, it's ballsy.
Good, you did.
It's ballsy.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Some might call it courageous. I don't know. Do you know who has got their number? Newcastle United.
No, indeed.
Incredible.
Indeed.
5 times Eddie Howe's been beating him. And do you know what?
But Newcastle have a lot of people's numbers, to be fair. They're a very good team.
Very good.
Set up perfectly.
Do you know what he did? That was what I was going to say. Like I sort of saw the stats and heard a lot of the post-match and what people were talking about, and then obviously the 5 at the back thing. But what I saw this 68 away from home in a game that that Arsenal have got to win, obviously by 2 goals. 68% possession. They had less big chances than Newcastle. 2 chances to 3 big chances.
Possessions, but it's redundant, isn't it? It's a really redundant thing now. No, I'm not making a point about what you said. Right. It just feels more and more redundant.
No, I agree. Yeah, it absolutely is. Only 11 shots. The point is that Newcastle, and I saw the first leg, the comfort in letting them have the ball, sitting deep, and it shows that with football now, like you say, it doesn't matter how long you have the ball. It's what you do with it. But if you're Arsenal and you're a big team and you're supposedly a good team and you're a team that gets 85 points for the last 3 seasons, possibly for the next 4 seasons, you should be creating more. Why are you not creating more?
Obsession with a number 9, becoming a number 9 in. And then yesterday, he wouldn't have got any service anyway. And they point to games like this is why we need the striker. Scoring goals isn't the issue. Having Havertz or whoever it might be in a false 9 is a part of the system. There's a chance that you'll be less effective if you change that front line with someone like Katoni or whoever it might be that they want in. Isak's different. He's at a different level where he's going to improve you regardless of what they do. If they can get him in, that would be massive. You'd think they wouldn't have any better chance at winning the league if they managed to get Isak. But the reality is that scoring goals isn't the problem at Arsenal. And there is no problem at Arsenal. Let me be really clear about this. And this is coming from a Tottenham fan. There's no issue. There isn't a failing in mentality. There's not a failing in quality. Arteta is a good enough manager to get it. It's just really difficult to do. It's difficult to win at this stage against a team like Newcastle. All right, the first half, a game of football happened. Yesterday was Newcastle perfect in perfecting them. I know Arsenal fans are losing their head and they're upset, right? And some of them are upset and to the point where they say mental stuff on camera, right? But they perhaps don't mean, or they've built a narrative around their personality means that they can't renege on what they've said previously. Whatever it might be, you can't look at what you've got and not see what is an excellent football team. And I hate to say it. I can't wait for for it to fall apart. It's going to fall apart at some stage because nothing lasts in football. But if you think this is terrible, you are out of your mind. If you think Arteta needs to leave, you are out of your mind.
Yeah, I totally agree. Look, could it be more fun? Yeah. Could it be more? And actually, I think there is a lot of the things that you sort of go round and round about going, is this true? Is that true? They're all true. Like Clive said, so we did a video on Kai Havertz recently analysing him and his finishing. And in it, we were like, he does so much for the team. But when it is those little moments and you need it, he's not that guy. He's not an Isak. And this is the thing, we're not going.
He's not an Isak, but Isak is double his value.
Yeah, exactly. But he's also
and every club will want Isak.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, yeah, and Isak. See, this is how good Isak has got. So we've done a video on Isak as well. And if you go watch those two back to back, not just because it's nice for me to get views, but more importantly, just see the difference between the two, what they offer as forwards. That is a fair critique on Arsenal, but it's just how you want to look at it and how are they building it. They're building it. That's the word to remember. The building is still ongoing, and they're 2 players away. They need another guy that can unlock it, or 3 players maybe. Another guy that can unlock it. They've built from the defence up, so that it's not all on Odegaard to fix things, and they do need that striker that's going to be the difference at times.
Yeah. So this is it, right, James?
To win it all.
Correct, right? They are. It does feel like they're a couple of players away, but they also, within the right season, could win the league with what they've got.
Yeah, right. So they could still win the league.
They could absolutely still win the league, right? But people want at this stage. But the people at this stage, there are sections of their fan base that legitimately saying, "Sack the manager
tonight."
Tonight, you can win the league this year. What are you doing? Why are you like this? Anyway, so look at Arsenal's position. Look at them in the transfer market. Right, people going, no, buy the striker you need now. Buy the striker you need now, so we win the league. This is your opportunity. There is a modicum, but there is a truth in that. Like, they have an opportunity to win the league. If you buy the player, if you can get him in January, then there's a chance we win the league this year.
Yeah.
What if that player is Isak? You can't get him out of Newcastle, no matter how much money you don't have the money to get him out of Newcastle. You're talking about having to drop them something that wouldn't be paid for a player ever in the history of the game. You're talking about 160, 170 million to convince Newcastle to sell now.
Yeah.
Right? For a player that's worth about 80.
Yeah.
Right? To get him out in the summer, it's still going to cost you 130, 140 million given the contract. That's still an insane amount of money, but he is the guy. If they would have said, all right, Isak's off the table, and then brought in
Seshko.
Seshko or Ollie Watkins. Seshko's a gamble. Not one worth taking for sure, but a gamble. Or Ollie Watkins. Is there a guarantee that those 2 players will turn Arsenal into the team that they think they would? There's a chance, but if it doesn't work, Isak has sailed. There's that ship has gone. So if they're going to go, actually, we're going to wait till the summer we're going to put Isak in his team, and next year we're going to win the Champions League and the league. That's what they might be thinking.
Yeah.
Then there is a logic in what they've done. But so why can't you have a conversation going, I don't like this. I wish they'd bought a striker, but I can see the logic. That just doesn't seem to happen typically on social media or anywhere.
I think when you're in the season, you struggle to see past the season. Yeah. And so, like, we've got some unpopular opinions here. Some are from Arsenal, and we'll go through some of the other ones as well. But this one's relevant. Adam White, not quite for the rest of the season. Oh no, sorry, one. Arsenal. This is the Mosiana coup. Arsenal were right not to sign a forward if the right player was not available, but now need to sign a Declan Rice-sized deal in the summer. See, that itself is dangerous too. But to your point, what he's saying there is you need to drop serious cash on a serious player, right? But if you do that, it's in this PSR world we're in now, because it better work. So you're right. It's a really good point you make. Like, if you go get Seshko's Kai Havertz is better. And so on this channel, I spoke with Clive Palmer about this. Seshko is his link-up play. He's a proper striker, but his link-up play is nowhere near as good as Kai Havertz. So you've still got, as much as he will cost, he will need time and development. There's only a few players that don't need time or development. Isak's obviously the best of them. And like, how can you get that deal done? I just don't know. So they are snookered a wee bit, and I fear for if it's not Isak, because I think Isak, if he goes there, like, and can it be done or not? It's a different question. But say it happened, you back him wholeheartedly. He's just too good to not score goals, right? But anyone else, with the sort of the pressure that there always is at these top clubs, like it's going to be very difficult. Like, it's going to be really, really hard to like just kill it. Like, not everyone does that.
No. There's that. There's also the fact that there's this idea that players that don't play at your football club are better than the ones you have. And a case in point, right? People want new things, new players, it makes them excited. But the reality is, and what the clubs have to pay attention to, is there is no, like you say, Seshko is sexy. You don't know much about him. We know he's great. We've seen him play in international tournaments. Yeah. He's massive. He can jump really high.
He can hit the ball. He can kick the ball really hard.
He's got a lovely technique, right? And these are all things that kind of really, they splash out. Is he going to be more effective? There is absolutely no guarantee, and for reasons you've just pointed, that Kai Havertz is going to be less effective than him, right? So you'll have to drop 80 million on Seshko to get him, whatever it might be. Now, I'll give you a case in point, right? Where sometimes data and statistics really help because emotion gets in the way as a football fan. Right, Spurs are kind of desperate for a number 6, an effective. Everyone is really, but Spurs are a nice, like someone as good as, Rodri would be lovely. Right? But yeah, would love a little bit of Rodri. Anyway, so there's this guy we've got this weird agreement with called Johnny Cardoso, I think his name is. A American guy who plays for Betis, number 6. He's slow, but he's brilliant at breaking up play. Just recycles, very functional. Not exciting, right? Not really what we need. But people are going, get him in. We've got this option. We can buy him whenever we want. Get him in. The option's like 25 million euros. Right. It's part of the reason. If the option exists because we sold them Lo Celso for a cut price to get a share in this player, right? So that if they sell Cardoso to another team, Spurs get a fee.
That's mental.
We also have first refusal on him. Or they could pay the full asking price of Lo Celso they didn't have the money for. So they gave us an option, another player. It's mental.
That is mad.
All right. Yeah, it's mad. So they're saying bring this player in. You go on something like Data MB or one of these things where you can just compare in a very crude way somebody's key metrics to how he plays. And I said, can you compare him to Højbjerg, please? A player we sold 18 months ago. Mate, makes Højbjerg look like generational talent. It's all over the shop, right? He's battering him in everything. And then you ask the question, do you want Johnny Cardoso or do you want Pierre Erik Højbjerg back. And no one went, I don't want to put him back. I want...
Because I've seen it.
John,
That's
I want him.
Until you've seen it...
He's better. Massively better.
Right.
It's fucking stupid.
But until you've seen... The grass can often be seen as greener.
Yeah.
But, I think look, to have that guy who can create is actually as important as the striker himself. I do think that's a big thing that's getting forgotten a little bit here. Anyway, I want to talk about eggs. So let's move on. Other unpopular opinions. We'll just run through them. Team media. Manchester City finished stronger than Arsenal in the second half of the Premier League season. Finished above them. Can you see it?
Nah, they're rubbish.
Can we see it? Not having it?
I mean, they're not rubbish. They're rubbish by their own standards that they've set. And this is the thing: is Arsenal get Isak, City get back Rodri. Who's better?
I had Neve on the pod on the Ripple Effect this week, and we did one podcast. The second podcast will forever be known as the Lost Tapes because the idea we had, which we got so into a sort of like a weird argument on the semantics of it, where we were both actually kind of saying the same thing, that we actually didn't finish the podcast in time. And so we were like, Jill, we'll do this again another time.
What was you arguing about?
What we're arguing about was, what I wanted to do was, and we didn't get the criteria right, or I didn't, typical me trying to be clever when I'm not. What I wanted to do was rank the first 11 of each Premier League team. And I wanted to base it on a bit of an amalgamation of talent, but I guess the structure and form of which they're playing right now, the injuries and the fact that they're missing, and if you mush that all together, what's the truth? The reason I wanted to do that was because Amorim had said that Man United was the worst Man United team ever. And obviously both of you are 13th and 14th in the league right now. And it made me think, are you because of the badge and the money spent on the squad, blah, 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 there's a just general feeling that you're not actually that bad, but it's just bad right now. But Manchester United in particular, where the kind of argument took place, was this battle between me trying to explain to Neve that regardless of the talent, supposed level of talent that Man United might just about have, with the way that they're playing and the formation they're in and the profiles and how badly they fit for what he wants.
Yeah.
Man United are not in the top 10 11s, in my opinion.
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
So regardless of position, you're talking about quality and formation, what fits.
Yeah, and I literally... I went to a coffee shop before it, because I was trying to figure out what's a fair way of doing it. What I was trying to do was get rid of the badge. Can we get rid of the badge in our minds and what Man United are? Strip the names of the players as well, and think about if Bournemouth play Man United 10 times, even with the injuries that Bournemouth have got right now.
Yes.
Who wins more games?
Bournemouth.
So are Bournemouth a better team?
Yeah. Yes. Currently, yes.
Right. So I was. Basically, this is the point. What would be really useful, actually, for me, if anyone can help me, is what is a criteria that we can do to get to do that? Because I do want to do that with Neve. I think it'd be good. But what I did was I wrote down a mark out of 10 for each Premier League team defensively, and then from an attacking point of view, and then I added those two numbers together, and then I had a list of numbers. And I had Man United level with Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had them beneath West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, Tottenham, Brighton, Man City, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neve disagreed.
Well, that's the nature of a good conversation, isn't it?
No, absolutely. But I think the problem was we were... Do you know what I mean? It's not that the foundations of the argument, the criteria of which we should have the discussion.
What I feel might have happened is that it wasn't clear what you were trying to, what the parameters were.
Yeah, because I think you can, Tom. Oh no. James has lost his little mind. Finally lost in the stats.
Can you send a link?
Tom's rattled from earlier.
I've just realised I haven't got a link.
So yeah, I would like to know, what does everyone think, based on what I've just explained there, is a good criteria to establish an understanding of how good these teams are right now. So for example, Tottenham, like a week ago, is one team. In 2 weeks' time, you're probably going to be a different team, aren't you? Because you've got all these players coming back. Right?
Yeah, you'd think so. You'd hope so.
Whereas Man United don't have that many injuries. No. I worry for them.
It's so weird. Mate, do you know the conversations that are happening around Amorim are the exact same ones that happened about Postecoglou? I remember them all. Like it's like saying, does he change? And Gary Neville's going, well, he's not going to change. This is just the way he does things. And that, I'm not saying, why wasn't Postecoglou afforded that? I'm just saying it's really, the parallels are mad. He has a system. He has a way of playing. This is what has got him success in his very short career. Of course he's not going to adapt. He hasn't got the experience to have tried out other formations that have worked. You've brought him in. You've got to give him the players that work in this system. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing him in? Why did you force him out of Lisbon so early?
I think it's...
Unless you're super worried.
I think... Do you remember me saying that to you? I said, I don't think they'll sack Ten Hag. They shouldn't sack him till December. Because how much better is it going to get? And
because the players are the issue. The recruitment's been the issue. That doesn't disappear because you've got a new manager.
But I would say that the players, if you take that team, take the team that he's putting out, just turn it into a 4-2-3-1, and it's a better team. Like, it just is. It's a better team right now. Like, do what you want in the summer, but no one wants to hear that because he wants to play his way, and I absolutely wholeheartedly respect that.
And so he should. Sack him if you're not going to do it. Sack him and get an Allardyce.
No, I don't get that. But the fact that, they just need to get to the end of the season because the way he wants to play with the profiles that he's got, it is exacerbating how bad and beatable they are right now.
And that narrative continues to build, and then the players start to lose faith, and then it's just a bad situation.
And one must beware hubris in terms of staying in the fucking league.
Yeah, well, it'd be great. Imagine what world we'd live in if they went down. Wow, Jesus. Just a word of warning, though, is I remember there'd been a lot of noise about Conte's system needing correct players at Tottenham. And we literally bought him the wing backs he wanted, and then he just fucked off.
Adam White, not quite for the rest of the season, but he went, Man United have done the right thing by not panicking buying 4 players in January. Their issues aren't to do with the playing squad, which is better than 14th in the table, but rather the lack of wing backs. This could be absolutely true. You could be just like 2 players away, and then it might all start to click a little bit. But today, when you're playing often 2 fullbacks as wing backs and 2 wingers as 10s, it's awkward. It's really
awkward. What kind of football with this squad what should they play?
I think he does just need to get to the summer, and he needs to make 5 changes.
But to the point you made in terms of like how good is their squad, what kind of manager gets better results out of this? Like what do they, based on the strengths that they have? You said that 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
And what style of play? It's sort of low block counter.
How
do you protect? What's the weakest part? It's their centre backs, right? Was it Euro's coming? I don't know. I haven't seen.
Obviously Martinez is out now.
The width, Dalot playing out of position.
Martinez is out now, but say you had been playing free. Say you've been playing Mazraoui, like left back. You know, the left backs. That's a problem, right? I get that, but like, say you were able to sort out the left back situation in some way, or even you just had to play Mazraoui or Dalot there. And Dalot, I just hate him on that left hand side, but. So maybe play Mazraoui there. Play Dalot at right back. De Ligt and Euro. That's 2 good centre backs. De Ligt and Martinez before he got injured. Obviously, it might ripple effect, butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it. Might be different. So if you play those 2, especially if you've got Kobbie Mainoo and and Ugarte in front of them with Bruno Fernandes as part of that three. And then you have two wingers because you have wingers. And you could play Xerxes. Or you could play Højlund. Yeah. Like
it'll be better than what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be better. That's it. But will it get you where you want to be long term? I've said this all the time. You back the players or you back the man. I don't think you should back the players. I think you should back the man. So between now and the end of the season, they just have to stay up and then back the man.
Yeah, I tell you what. Will it get Man United to where they are? Amorim cannot, on his own, get Man United back to where they were or what they wanted. Because where Man United were was at the very top of European football consistently, or thereabouts.
Yeah.
They need everything to go well in order to get back to what they used to Manchester United being. And this is not a bad sort of gut check and revision, opportunity to revise what you expect from your football club. Nothing better than that, than a reality check of being 13th in the league, let me tell you. But they need Ratcliffe to engineer and operate the football club in one that wants to be top of the European tree. In the same way that no matter how good Postecoglou is, if Daniel Levy isn't bought into the idea that they want Tottenham to win the league, he's never going to do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it takes like... Do you know who would have been amazing for them? Absolutely amazing for them in the way that he wants to play? Eze. Eze would have been unreal for them. And I know I'm biased, whatever. But profile-wise, he would have been just delicious. He could have played Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte, play a proper 10 who wants to stand right there in a half space. He's not going to move. He's going to wait for the ball. When he gets the ball, he's going to turn with the ball, take a player out of the game, and then he's going to pass the ball to the striker. That is what they are screaming for. Diallo wants to dribble, as great as he is, but he's better out wide. Fernandes wants to drop deep, so he doesn't really do it either. Mainu was still totally trying to figure out where he can fit in, but maybe he would be better. But he'd be better in a team that's great, I think, which is not this team right now. And you've got wing backs that don't have any attacking threat. Like I think they should be thinking really hard-working wingers more than the fullbacks playing as wing back, because they need to score some bloody goals. Anyway,
just have you seen there is an app, and I'm going to say this.
What time have you got to go, by the way?
Is there stuff you need to get through?
I've got to talk about my egg thing.
All right, you said that wasn't even a joke. I need to talk about my egg thing. Well, one thing I just saw. There's a geezer. I don't, whether you like him or not my cup of tea, but he's an Arsenal fan, so why would he be? There's a geezer called Rory Talks Football or something like that on Twitter.
I've heard things.
Yeah, things.
Not really aware of him, I'll be honest.
Not in my sort of wheelhouse.
Yeah. Is it what for you? Is it one of those? Is it no? Is it one of them?
He said,
"You're right."
Right. So yeah. Sorry, I just checked. I didn't want to misquote him. Sorry. He said, Kieran Trippier was proper giving it to Trossard for a lot of the game yesterday. You might not have seen this. He was right stuck in, Kieran Trippier. Being proper Spurs boy, isn't he? Yeah. He's going to get stuck in. And Rory Talks Football said, Kieran Trippier, you'd put a massive amount of money on him being a massive racist. And you're like, right, why are you? That's a weird thing for you to say, first off. Secondly, even weirder, his dad's black. So that's even more weird. Trippier's mixed race. Like, what a fucking creature. Like, do you know how much, like, if you have an influence in saying shit like he's a massive racist, do you know that has weight, right? You're saying stuff that people hear.
Yeah. It has weight on how I think about your opinions moving forward as well. When you're just going to chuck any kind of nonsense out like that.
Because you're a little bit irritated. That's the problem.
Weird.
That's the problem. This is the problem. This is the fact that social media exists. That anyone, ourselves included, but can put yourself out there and have an opinion. but you got if someone says something fucking crazy like that, it's almost as bad as Sol Campbell saying it's a colour issue, that the reason why Spurs fans haven't let this go. You're doing fucking adverts for Google Pixel now, you fucking bell end.
Yeah. Why is everyone rattled? Yes.
And but this is the thing, right. So Trippier might be, in your eyes, a racist, right?
Based on
nothing, just that he was giving it some. There's also massive speculation about one of your players that you're seemingly willing to ignore. So I'm not going to say it, obviously, but there's massive speculation. So if you're going to throw around things like that, just look in house a little bit.
Okay. I'll just reel up because I really want to talk about the egg thing. So Football Meme says Spurs will get European football next season. Patrick Murphy says Spurs will be in Europe next season, one way or another. Christian says Spurs will could be. Spurs will end the season in the top half. Merseyside derby, FA Cup final. I would love to see that. And Aston Villa. A couple of people believing that Aston Villa are going to fall off a cliff, Catherine, due to the new signings. Let us know.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you make of their window? Like, you think Asensio, nice name, really nice name,
it's
good
really
fit,
good
lovely optics,
Great optics on him, yeah.
Great optics there.
Yeah. I'd buy, if I had to buy a footballer's calendar, I'd be happy to see 12 months of him pretending to be a mechanic in jeans without a top on.
Oh yeah. I wasn't even look. I was just talking about the name. I was talking about the but yeah, if you want to go there, the Real Madrid, PSG. That's a nice. Whether it be any good is another thing, but that's nice. It's like almost it has a similar feel to Coutinho. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and then they brought in Rashford, and then who's like I can't see anything other than that going terribly.
Do you know what? The thing I wonder with it all is, oh, that's weird. Sorry, if Spurs were 4 points off, 3 points off where they'd love to be in the league, would you be happy about that?
What do you mean 3 points off where we'd love to be? What does that mean?
So say you wanted to be in the top 4 and that would be 44 points and you were on 41 points.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
You'd be happy with that?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
What's the point?
No, it doesn't matter. I would say that Aston Villa. Do you know what the analogy that popped into my head is? This is the positive spin, the copium, if you will, is that they're all on they're Disassi, Rashford, and Asensio are all loans, so they could all go back. And what they could be is just lovely summer romances. Just lovely, and enjoy the glow of them. They know they're there for a good time, not a long time. Jesse Lingard vibes, right? And maybe all three could just play their part. Bloody get some chalk on the boots and play with a smile on their chops. That's what could happen. Time will tell. I don't know.
The problem we've got with Rashford is that what's he playing for? Because all of the options were on the table for him before he went to Villa.
Can we talk about Mac?
I'm just saying, if he's not motivated to play for Man United, and he could have had a move before going to Villa, what's motivating him now to play for Villa is what I'd ask. But you never know. Go on, tell us about your
wait, revenge, one.
Revenge.
Proving people wrong, generally, is always a good one. Could it be a fresher start? Yeah. But, like Lingard when he went to West Ham, maybe just needs a bit of claret and blue. And a bit of love from the Villa fans.
To play.
Yeah.
Anyway, come on, tell me about your fucking egg.
Right. Amazing stuff here, guys. Get your life hacks in, but I don't want boring ones. I want good ones. Now, I put this on. I found a monster of a life hack this week. All will be revealed in this week's JAFFN. It's called a tease, Flav. Let me know your life hacks. This made me laugh. So I'm calling this one. Because I'm scared to try it. But if someone would like to try this and film it, I would absolutely love to see it. That's what I think would be good with these life hacks is, can you film the life hack? And we can look at them. So LFC states, I said, if you have a remote to unlock your car, but you've gone too far and you forgot to lock it or something, if you put your chin and open your mouth, it will extend the range of the remote using your head as an antenna of sorts. If someone can prove that, I'd love to know. But I'm calling it for now. Feels like nonsense.
Have you ever put your phone in your mouth, the speaker, and play stuff? It suddenly sounds like the music's in the middle of your head.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a life hack, but an interesting.
You could do it now.
Couple of minutes.
You could do it right now.
Hang on then. Yeah, go on. I will.
Play some music.
I know exactly what I'll play.
Just while you're figuring out what you're going to play, Burnley have played 31 goals in the Championship and conceded 9 goals. 31 games and 9 goals conceded.
Say that again.
Burnley have played 31 games in the Championship and conceded 9 goals.
Yeah.
They've only scored 37, though. That must be the most boring team on earth, right?
I think that's exactly what they are.
Who is it? Scott Parker?
Yeah, Scotty Parker.
And the Burnley fans happy? Yeah, play it. That's good. Play the music.
Hang on, I've got the wrong ending. Have I? No, doesn't work.
It's because you got your earphones on.
Think?
Yeah, try it again.
Right. No.
Nah, doesn't work now.
Give it a go. Right, my fucking egg story. Enough of this. So, Reese made it. This is a good one. So we found some new ones. I didn't know that apparently you could do eggs in the air fryer. So that's good to know. Not my thing. And then Max said, take an egg on a tray and hold it like this and stare at it the whole journey. No one will sit next to you. That is a good life hack. Right. So what happened was, when I do Spotify, our time on Spotify is 12 till 3. That's 12 till 3, which is peak lunch hours. You might have noticed that.
You're quite hungry.
You can get yourself quite hungry. So you must. So what I've started to do is I'll boil a few eggs. 3, right? And I'll take them on the journey. And there's a bench near Spotify Studios, and I'll sit there for a couple of minutes before I head into the theatre of podcasting, and I will eat my boiled eggs. Okay.
Awesome.
And thus I won't be hungry for the rest of the afternoon. Now, I was in a bit of a rush. I boiled the eggs, right? And I'm trying to fit them in this container. It's a bit like a cup container kind of thing. And I could only get 2 in. Listen to this, Flav, because it's important.
I am listening. You got a cup container. You can only fit 2 in.
Right. Okay. So I can only fit 2 in. Right. So I've got 1 egg left, as you can see here. Right. So what I do is pop the egg in a bit of kitchen roll, pop it in my pocket, coat pocket. Right. Right. And I'm walking to the station. I'm going. Oh, one of my hands is really cold, but one of my hands is absolutely not cold.
Got the warmth of the egg.
I've got the warmth of the egg.
Right.
I've got the warmth of the smooth egg. Now, I went, I'm going to monitor this. And I kept the egg in my pocket for the 45-minute train journey into London. I get off from the other side. Egg's still like crazy hot.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're having it insulated in your pocket. You're also warm.
And I've got a guaranteed snack there as and when I need it or when it cools down enough.
James, can I ask you a question? It might be a foolish question, Jim.
James Pocket Egg Allcott, they call me.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Why don't you have 2 eggs and keep both hands warm?
Well, right. I mean, I put 2 away. But what I will say is
in future?
Yeah. What I'll say is this, right? So when my son gets to an age, I'll say this. So that evening I went to watch QPR slap up Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, still had the egg in the pocket?
2-1. No, I didn't eat it by then. To an accomplished victory against Blackburn Rovers. Ronnie Edwards, by the way, is a dribbling beast from centre-back, by the way. And, yeah.
Is he new?
I can't say any more, Flav. Can't say any more. But
I'm
excited. He's new. But, yeah, I said to Dad, Dad, remember when you used to take me to football? Kickoff would be like 9:45, right? Imagine if you'd boiled 2 eggs, pop them in your pocket. You've both got hand warmers for the entirety of the game and a half-time snack if you need it.
But then the only thing you're not really taking into account here is you got to be the bloke eating a boiled egg in the street. No one does that. At what point did you consume this egg on the way to Spotify? When did you eat the egg, James? James, when did you eat the egg?
Well, I'll blame you for this. Because if I go back to our messages when I sent you the egg, you said, and I hadn't even thought about doing this. I sent you the egg, and I said I found an amazing life hack. Ask me on Thursday, and you went, okay. You're not cracking that on the train, are you? And it's all I could think.
Well, yeah, but when did you eat it?
So I did eat one on the train, but
for fuck's sake, James, people are on the train with you.
No, but it was as we were getting off. I was sort of like cracking it as I was getting off at Waterloo.
You can't. This is bad advice, guys. Don't start taking.
Fair enough. I've fallen to the temptation of the egg. I appreciate that. So maybe, all right, here you go. Let's really drill down on this. Make your 3 boiled eggs. Eat 1 boiled egg. Pop 2 in the pockets. And then you're not going to be too bothered about eating those 2 early doors.
You're saying you got 3 boiled eggs on your person?
Well, I had 2. No, I had 2 in the Tupperware, didn't I?
No, but if you do double hands, you're going to have 3.
No, I'm saying have 1, then double hands it.
Right. So you got a couple of things here, right? Firstly, there are 3 opportunities for people to catch you eating a boiled egg out in public, right? The other problem is you don't have anything to add to the boiled eggs.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know what.
Everyone eats eggs all the time.
I know they do. You can't just carry it around the streets eating boiled eggs. It's mental. And you shouldn't eat them in an office. And like someone said that you can't eat them in an office, though, can you? Who is it said that? Who said that?
No, of course
Alex Burlack.
No.
He says you can't eat it. But James, of course you can't. You have no place in this discussion. You need to just listen for a second. Right. Alex Burlack said you can't eat a boiled egg in the office too. Let me tell you. No, don't try and transfer it to Sam Peoples. Let me tell you what James used to do. In a Tupperware box, he'd put a little bit of tissue in there so the eggs didn't break. And he would bring in several boiled eggs into the office. And he would roll the eggs across the desk so they would crack. I'll be sitting there trying to edit some shitty video that we're making. And he'd be like, lovely, boiled eggs. And then Sam Peoples over in the corner would have about 6 poached eggs with a fucking bucket of avocado.
Yeah, horrific. Look. The point is, I'm willing to say, yeah, I shouldn't be doing that, okay? And it does feel like quite a vulnerable and it feels like, you know, when you're really panicking.
What are you doing? Eating a boiled egg?
You're really panicking, needing a wee, and you've got to find somewhere to wee, and you just go down, find behind a tree or something, and you just like get it done. It does feel like that with the peeling of the eggs. Because I don't know, and I don't know why. It's such a
no, it
is.
Act. You should be ashamed. It is shameful.
It shameful act?
I don't know.
It's just an egg. It's just an egg.
Ben wants.
I'm gonna get t-shirts with this. Just an egg.
Ben, it's not but a boiled egg. Like if you Ben wants to bring to the attention that I go to a local greasy spoon. It's not a greasy spoon actually. It's quite a nice little cafe called the Brogans, and I have poached eggs on toast on granary.
Right.
If I go in there. But there's nothing wrong going and sitting down and having poached eggs. There's nothing wrong sitting down and having a boiled egg and smacking it.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
But just carrying boiled eggs around in public. Yeah. That's what Tom Locke said. You peel them in public.
What's wrong with that? I don't understand what the big deal is. What's the difference between that and eating a sandwich? It's an egg. It's an egg.
James. But James,
I think we need to open our minds here.
You're the only one that doesn't see the issue.
No, but
you're the only one.
No,
so maybe there is an issue.
Define what the issue is. What's the issue?
I don't know. I can't articulate.
Do you peel a banana? What are you doing? Peeling a banana? I've got to eat the banana.
No, but like nature's fast food, a banana, isn't it? But peeling an egg, it's intricate. It's difficult to do. Well, it ain't when you crack it on the fucking desk. It's easy then when fucking shell going everywhere and the whole office smelling of egg. It's the offensive smells are part of it.
I think it's the offensive. And maybe even the texture of the egg is just goes through people, doesn't it, a little bit? I don't know. Boiled eggs, maybe they do smell. Okay, right.
It's also the worst type of egg you can eat.
Right, okay. So from departing my house to getting to Spotify, let me tell you this. This is what I do. I've got a 6-minute walk to the station. I'm then waiting on the platform.
You can't eat it there, so there's no opportunity there on the 6-minute walk. Fair enough. Okay.
Right.
Let's find the place. Because James obviously doesn't know. Listen to what he's about to say, and let's find the place where he eats the egg. Yeah, right. Let's listen, because he doesn't know. He'll eat him anywhere. He doesn't give a shit.
Do you know what was a problem throughout? What was a problem throughout? Because it was in my pocket.
What did you say?
It was in my. The problem throughout was because it was in my pocket. It's then on your. You're like that. Like that. It's like on your mind. I'm just sort of.
You want to eat it?
Yeah, I want to eat it. And so then I'm looking around. looking for surfaces.
Looking for opportunities. Telling him a little tap.
So that's me having a crack at it. Where can I? Honestly, I swear, right? There's. I swear, to get to the right platform, you've got to go up and over a little bridge at the station. And then I came down, and then I was waiting, and I was like, sort of shiftily looking around, thinking, can I tap it on the back of the stairs of the bridge?
You just don't want to get caught doing it.
Want to get caught doing it? Yeah, I did. So deep down there's something. No, I do. I do. I don't understand the shame. That's very. No,
none of us do. You just accept it. It's an inbuilt thing, isn't it?
It's like when someone define the shame. Define the shame.
Look, if you're in the Serengeti and there's a lion in front of you, you've never been in that situation before, but you have an inbuilt knowledge that you're in a dangerous situation. It's the same with the egg. Yeah. You know, you don't have to know why.
Something's amiss, but I don't know if that's a societal thing or like, is that a fair? Something's not right here. I don't really understand it. But anyway, James, so get on the train.
6-minute walk.
6-minute walk.
6-minute walk. No opportunity there.
2-minute wait to be 2-minute wait to be safe.
How busy is this train?
I'd say on the platform there's like 15 people along the whole way.
Right, that's too much. Too many eyes. Right, too
many
eyes.
What if I was on my own?
If you're on your own, you'd be fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Do I have to eat it by the time I get on?
might catch you, and you might be like that guy. Oh, there's that guy. He eats his boiled egg on the platform.
Do I have to eat it by the time I've got on the train?
Yeah, you have to smash it. Yeah, cool.
Like, bevo it. Right. Okay. All right. So that's not an option. So I get on the train.
How many people? Is it busy, the train? Is there any eyesight? Are you in any eyesight?
No, but there was someone in front of me. So again, I'm like this. Right. Again, I'm like this, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking I could easily just bang that on there. I actually even put it in the kitchen roll and thought, if I bang it with the kitchen roll, it doesn't sound like an egg cracking.
I can't believe someone as successful as you. You're going to Spotify, one of the best and most popular podcasts on the internet. And instead of thinking about what you might talk about, you're just thinking, how can I crack this egg?
Why is it weird, Catherine? I'm not. I'm accepting. I appreciate it's weird. I can feel it. I can feel it's weird. But why is it weird? There's a new bit.
Right.
Get options for things that are weird, but you're not sure why they're weird.
James, what? So you can't do it on the train because other people are in. You're in enclosed space and it smells of egg.
Appreciate that.
Right. What else you got on your journey? Where else?
So then I get off the train. I've then got to get on the underground. Obviously not.
No, of course
that's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
If you do it on the tube.
Yeah.
Get off the tube. I'm in Embankment. And then there's
busy. Embankment's one of the most busy places in London.
Well, if you go straight up, but if you could just go to the right, there's this little sort of park. So often
I know the park you're talking about.
And I'll sit on the bench there and often eat it there. We all right there?
Right. That I think you might have already got the best solution.
Yeah. Often the answer's there within you. You just need someone to pull it out.
You're in the park. It's open air. Do not offend anyone. It looks a little bit odd. It's not as calm as a sandwich.
It's an odd object to eat. Is an egg.
Like you do. Like if you're on a first date, you're not eating a boiled egg.
Probably not, unless you have. Yeah, do you know what? If you have a brunch and have a boiled egg,
someone leaves
when they go,
plate,
how would you like your eggs? And I went boiled. It's a bit weird, isn't it, for a brunch?
It is, yeah. No, I mean it's a boiled egg something you make yourself. You don't offer that.
Yeah.
How do you want your eggs? Do you want scrambled or fried or poached?
Yeah.
You don't go
boiled.
You want a boiled egg? No. What do you mean? No.
Yeah.
Just give us scramble it like a normal person.
It's funny that, isn't it? So obviously get it all done.
I've got to make tracks, man.
That's fine. All right, life hacks. Weird, but why? Those two in particular, I would like as many options as possible. And tell us how you found your life hack. Thank you for watching. Everyone who's come over to this channel, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here forevermore and on Patreon as well. So join us on there as well for our weekly mailbags. Goodbye, Flav.
Cheers.